Hello guys, guess what? Star Wars, that's what. So I think today's gonna be interesting. Because you see, I found this mod here. And at first I was thinking, what is this thing? It's looks interesting, sounds interesting. And so I decided to check it out, and it's pretty good. I really like it. So I'm not gonna say much more than that, other than just it's really good. It's super balanced, well done. We're gonna head up into the single player here. Go to Galactic Conquest. Now, we're gonna leave it on medium here, but we're gonna play as the Hutt Cartel. Now, this is the Star Wars Empire at War, Force of Corruption, which is the DLC. However, so we do kind of have to deal with the Zan Consortium, but I mean, I kind of wish they weren't even in this thing because they annoy me. They're super annoying. But they're kind of like an empire of pirate-based stuff. The Hutt Cartel is, well, it's a cartel. And they've got like just about every kind of ship around here. Now normally I'd play as the Empire, straight up. But I think we're gonna play as the one that the mod added because that's just really cool. We're also going to hit the Gateway section because I tested it on this one, so I know this one the best. Now I would do these ones, but they're just, it's a lot, and I kind of want to show off the mod first before we get into anything like this. So for now we're going to do Gateway, which will give me the quickest access to some good stuff. And basically, we spawn up here, and the Empire's up here, the Zan Consortium is here, and the Rebellion is here. And we are all connected through this one planet in the center. And basically it's sort of a fight to control that and then try to spread out while holding this from the other factions. It's a very difficult thing, but it's going to be super fun and epic. Now, to be truthfully honest, the actual map itself in the center here, I wasn't too big of a fan due to the fact that it's kind of cramped. There's a lot of asteroids, but what can you do? It makes for great choke points for the larger ships, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to go to the advanced real quick. We're going to start us off with maximum credits and maximum tech, because we want this to be the ultimate of badassness. So let's get into it. Alright. Incoming transition from the Pastilus the Hutt. Gateway. The battle rages on for the galaxy. We are separated from our enemies by the Black Sun capital, Volgaro, and a hostile volcanic world near the center of the galaxy. Secure our worlds with these credits and prepare for an assault on our enemies lurking past Volgaro. The Hutt Cartel will achieve victory if the Zan Consortium, the Empire, and the Rebellion are removed from the galaxy. So to win, we have to kill off the Empire, the Rebellion, and the Zan Consortium. Now, for those of you who don't know what all this poofy poof poof is, that is just the corruption the DLC mentions. This is stuff that kind of shows what planets are affected by their thing. Later on, if it happens again, you should see it up here. But for now, we're going to turn on the amount of credits each planet's producing for me. We're going to turn on the stats for all the planets. That goes for everything else too. And we're going to turn on making our heroes go to the top of these little markers so we know where all our heroes are. So right off the bat, we're going to get down on the start here, and we're going to set Mr. Pastilus the Hutt here right up in the front. Because I want his Imperial Star Destroyer at the front line. He's going to be the spearhead of all my mobs. This little Nick Omer, the little cute little Ewok pirate, is going to be under him because he's got a really good ship. Now, as for these two spies, we're going to keep her with us. We're going to send him and Mr. Tauntaun here. At least I think they're called Tauntauns. Anyway, we're going to send them to the center here to spy for us.
Transmission received.
Now, first things first, we're going to crowd up all of our ships, and we're going to bring them all together.
On my way.
And we're going to put them into the main fleet, because we want to have maximum...
Navigating to coordinate.
Now, right off the bat, we're going to upgrade Mon Calamari, as this is going to be our ship-producing location.
Constructing.
And Korriban is going to be our... These 3 planets are going to be our money makers. This one's also going to be our money maker. Now, Seleucami is going to be our... Actually, on second thought, I'm going to make Felucia our unit building place. Because we want this planet to sort of be like money, 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 and then units and spaceships. This one's going to give off money too. So let's start off with this one in the furthest back.
Building under construction.
I'm going to pan out these
Building under
as many as
construction.
we can, so that way we can start making some cash. Okay, we're going to go ahead and slam down the money on this one
Constructing.
too. Now, but first things first, we're going to zoom in onto this planet. So it has a barracks already, so we want to put a vehicle factory down,
Constructing.
a technology
Construction
factory,
complete.
and then after that we're going to put the hut command center. Now over here,
Construction complete.
the now just while we wait for this to get done,
Construction complete.
I'm going to give you a little update on some things real quick. Mon Calamari is the homeworld to those red sort of lobster people, I guess you call them.
Construction
Most people
complete.
would remember Admiral Akbar. His race, they live on this planet. Korriban is the... Well, actually, I assumed it was going to give a description. They normally do, but... Korriban, no description? Okay.
Construction complete.
Well, Korriban is basically the Sith.
Construction complete.
Felucia is that one planet covered in all those wacky plants and all that. I don't know what Jabim is. And Seleucami, I
Construction
don't
complete.
actually... I know I've heard that name before, but I don't actually remember it. Don't know this one.
Construction complete.
Dantooine, I'm pretty sure is... I don't remember a lot of these
Construction
names
complete.
by name. Tatooine, everyone knows. That
Construction
I'm pretty
complete.
sure is that desert place that Luke is at the start of that one movie. I know, such a good thing. Geonosis is the droid place.
Construction
Star
complete.
Wars, the Clone Wars. It's the one famous planet that's like all red rocky and it's got like factories and stuff. Ryloth is the homeworld of those blue people with the tail heads. Oh, whoops, I think that's racist in the Star Wars universe. And then Solist is a volcanic world, I believe. Dagobah is where
Construction
Yoda
complete.
is. Mustafar is another volcanic. That's where I believe, well, Anakin or Vader ends up dying or whatever. Utapau, I don't hold me to this one, but I think that's like that one planet that's like, it's got like the Sky City or something like that. Alright, we're gonna head up here now and we're gonna continue our project. We can't really build much more on there, so we're gonna come down here and... Now one thing
Construction
we
complete.
are gonna have to do though, is we are definitely gonna actually remove one of these. We're gonna build a technologies factory.
Building
So
under
that way
construction.
we can put one more thing here for defense. I want to have a... here, hold on, I'll show you. Over here, Felucia has one. We're going to build one of these. A hyper beam cannon. A ground-to-space weapon that blasts shields and armor for tremendous damage. Inaccurate against smaller, fast-moving ships. Now, there's 2 versions of these cannon things, and I'm pretty sure that this particular design, this sort of, it looks like kind of like a plate with a bunch of stuff on it. That one is the really good one, I think. That's kind of like a giant laser beam that just shoots it up and it does a massive amount of damage. But then there's like another one, which is like a ball with a little nipple on it. And I think that one's like a 3-round burst of some heavy damage. But let's get over here, continue building up a space station once we get some money. But first things first, money
Building
facility.
under construction.
Money. Money is important. Now, the only reason I'm going to end up building a space station here as well is, like I said, we're building our ships here, but I want a space station here for defense. We're not going to worry about these. We're going to hold the ground here if we can. But for the most part, we want to hold the line here. We're going to get our ships here, our units here, money, defense line. This is our defensive line from this planet. Now, Volgaro seems to be...
Construction complete.
From the looks of it, it doesn't actually have a ground combat zone. It's only a space, which I already knew that. It's a double space station, but it gives off quite a bit of money. It's an asteroid field. Now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and up the space station We're gonna go ahead and upgrade this space station here.
Constructing.
So I'm gonna speed up the game now. Things are gonna move a little faster.
Construction
Nobody wants to
complete.
see me sit here for like an hour long. So let's keep going.
Construction complete.
All right, so let's put it down to normal speed for a second. So we're gonna go ahead and add a mining facility
Constructing.
here on the planet as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do something just real quick. We're gonna go ahead and go to the options. We're gonna go to the audio, and I want to lower the music down to about here. We'll put the music there. Want the dialogue to be about here.
Most impressive.
That creeped me out. I did not expect him to be the one speaking. Sound effects, we're gonna bring that down to here. Alright, we're gonna accept that, and then we're gonna get right back into the game. So, first things first. We're gonna start putting our unit building places here. Some more anyway. So, right off the bat, let's see. We've got the vehicle factory, the barracks, and the technologies factory. So we're going to go ahead and then proceed to build the hut command center.
Beginning construction. Construction complete.
Yes. Oh, I believe we have gotten... Yes. That is... Okay, I was wrong. I don't think that this is what allows you to build these planet things. We're going to sell that. And instead we're going to build the vehicle factory, which I think this might have been what allowed me to build the planetary cannon, as I'm going to call it. So, let's go over here. Okay. How are we looking on resources for this planet? Can't really add much more over there. On Calamari, let's go ahead and get you some stuff placed here. And then once we get some cash, we're going to build another asteroid mining facility. So let's go ahead and speed that back up.
Beginning construction. Construction complete.
Thank you.
Construction complete.
Thank you.
Construction complete.
Thank you. Jesus.
Constructing.
That's going to annoy so many people who watch this, and I am okay with that because...
Construction complete.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't think the audio actually fucking matters, so hold on a minute. We're gonna go ahead and pause one more time. We're gonna go into the audio. We're gonna go over here to the dialogue, and we're gonna shut that all up because that's gonna be highly annoying. They pop up things here, so we're just gonna have to keep an eye out for the little hammer. So right now everything is done, so we're gonna go ahead and go here. We're gonna build the planetary cannon I was talking about earlier. That'll be the last thing here for our defense. Then we're gonna go ahead and head over here, go down to the planet. Check out, nothing needed. Good. So we're going to come here, and we're going to begin building ground forces. We don't need to, but we're going to. So, right off the bat, these little doodlers, the MDU companies, I recognize the shape of the vehicle and the design of it. These are basically like build pads. Now, build pads in most games are pretty self-explanatory, and most people know what they are. They're little spots that you can build things on, like turrets, healing spots, etc. These are basically that. You can move them around and then make them go stationary and then build on them. So they're good for making mobile operating bases, if you will. Or should I say forward operating bases. So let's start off by getting a field commander, which should be somewhere around here. That's bounty hunter. Any field commanders in here? Hut Elite Mercenary Company. A minor hero. I guess technically that's a field commander, but I would really rather have like an actual field commander. So I don't think we have one at the moment. But we're gonna go ahead and start off with getting some of the... We're gonna add 3 of them up here, and then we're gonna put 5 elite squads at the bottom, just to get some infantry going. But first things first, to maximize our defense, we're gonna go ahead and build a space station here. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna build this once we get the next inflow of money. So as of right now, Korriban is producing 145 credits. Felucia, being the lazy bastard that it is only giving us 20. Mainly because it's not a money producer. We've chosen to make that our unit producer. Now, Mon Calamari is 923 credits, Jabim is 871 credits, and Seleucami is 688 credits. So every week, these are weeks I believe, we will get 2,641 credits added to our amount, which is down here. This is our actual amount, which we can now build that. Now Felucia, if you notice, is current planetary income. Infrastructure maintenance is minusing. The only thing is our mining facilities are adding. The maintenance, however, is going to be draining us of 91 right now. I don't actually know how to fix that, other than the fact that that happens after you build things, I think. So all I can say is it'd probably be best, since we've gotten most of the building facilities out of the way, we're going to go ahead and add 2 mining facilities to earn some cash on here. Try to get rid of that negative. So once we're going to speed it up here, we're going to earn some cash. And we're going to do what I know everybody's been waiting for. We're going to go down here. We're going to take this from the blue. That would be the Empire who has control of that. You notice we are orange. The Empire is blue. The Rebellion is red. And the Zon Consortium is, I believe they're yellow. So, let's go ahead and finish off that space station here and here. Now, if you're for anyone who may have noticed, everything you build on these 4 planets is white. That is the default price, or in this case, the default price the mod maker has put. However, this one is green. That is due to the presence of our faction leader here, which is actually here. You can get his description up here. Pastilius the Hutt. He is our faction hero. And I don't think they've actually got that as a label for the most part, but this one, I call him the faction leader because he's obviously the leader of our faction. Because it's the Hutt. It's a Hutt cartel. He's the only Hutt, so I can only assume that he's the leader here. Well, technically I'm the leader, but you know what I mean. So, we have access to these. Now, for anyone who may notice, we are a pirate faction, so we have ships from everywhere. Empire, older ships like the Venator class, everybody knows them as the ships the Jedis were on, all that kind of stuff. Now, the only thing I noticed is not many droid ships. However, these that are down here, Mr. Zahn, he uses some ships from the droids and the rebels. He uses all kinds. He's kind of like a pirate empire, like I said. Now, anyone who recognizes this ship, this is actually a ship from Battlestar Galactica, I think. Don't hold me to that, but I believe so. It looks so familiar. And what this is it's kind of like a super carrier ship. This one is an actual carrier, but this one is a mobile shipyard, which basically you can put ships over by it, it'll heal. It's pretty much a super ship. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend all of our pretty little cash there on building one of these. And we're going to put it with our main fleet when we invade the center here. But once we've taken the center, we're going to bring that ship back and we're going to position it here as a defensive border. So basically having a second space station. Because it's going to give us a lot of fighter support we're going to need. So let's go ahead and build one of those. And then once that's finished, it'll begin construction of... Let's go ahead and have it build us a Venator class. Now, we're going to come down here, and so this place isn't completely useless at the moment. We're going to have it build us my personal favorite fighter craft, which is the... I can't pronounce that. It's an assault fighter craft. It's a heavy fighter armed with a beam cannon, deadly in numbers, and 5 fighters per squadron. So what these little guys are is they're basically my favorite because I just love the way they look. But I think actually, wow, Aquilamator Bomber. One of the strongest bombers of its time. These ships were armed with 4 proton torpedo tubes, 2 flak beam cannons. Now, I saw a video from somebody else that had like hundreds of these dudes. I couldn't give you the action number, but I'm guessing maybe somewhere around like 50 of these squads. And they just dropped the space station in an instant. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get about 5 of them. So I want to have them ready to call in the back behind the station because I know where it is. And we're going to have it destroyed. We're going to slam that station with all of these bombers. Now, I don't actually need to build any of these fighters. That's what I noticed when I was talking about my favorite one, because most of the ships we're going to be using will actually give us fighters. Now, luckily, I was playing on a laptop for the longest time before I got my computer now. And so, luckily, my computer can now handle a lot of stuff. So I get to do this mod the justice it deserves, because it's really good. We're going to send that down there now. We're almost ready to take off. But we're going to go ahead and... I'm going to use some of these new ships that I haven't used yet. Like this one, the Caledonian Siege. A fast frigate armed with 3 heavy beam cannons, 2 flak beam cannons. The Caledonian Siege frigate excels at destroying defensive satellites and star bases at a distance, but its slow rate of fire make it vulnerable to other ships. But that's not a problem, because we have an awesome fleet ready for defense. Now, that seems to be the last ship in the line of anti-base ships, so we're going to go ahead and build 2 of them, because they're going to be called in later once we've already broken through their front line. And what is this? This is strong against nothing and weak against everything. What is this? Through the bribery of several Mon Calamari engineers, the Hutt cartel obtained blueprints of the MC-30C frigate. Sorry guys, I'm just going to take my hand off the damn mouse. They heavily modified the design, replacing most of its weaponry and hull. One of the most notable changes was the addition of an ion torpedo launcher at the bow of the ship. This was very useful in the theft of many pirate vessels. So I'm pretty sure this is a stealth ship. I'm pretty sure, because, okay, I can't do it without moving the mouse. But up on that little box that popped up with the description of the ship, you'll notice below the top right corner, there is 2 boxes with symbols in them. One is an electric bolt with a little thruster. What that is that increases the speed. And then to the left of that is like what looks like a sort of 3 ships kind of faded in with each other. Or I guess you could call it like a little person, but it's a ship. I'm pretty sure that is a cloaking ship. And now that I'm looking at the design, I think that's the cloaking ship from a Star Wars The Clone Wars episode. But we're going to go ahead and start the construction of... We've already gotten our 2 ships, so we're going to put that over there. We're going to start the construction of some other stuff for a secondary fleet. I want this fleet to be led by a Venator. It's going to have a carrier with it. It's going to have one of these, and then we're going to have it with some support ships. But we're going to go ahead down here, check out the fleet, make sure everything's in order. We got 6 V-Wing fighter squadrons, 4 Z-100 bomber squadrons. These things suck. 5 Aquilimator bomber squadrons. We have 4 Vigilant class corvettes, 2 Spectre class star assailants, and then we have 1 Shadowclaw corvette. We're going to put that with the rest of the corvettes. And then we have a siege ship and the Venator. Now this is going up here because it's a big boy. This is another big boy. We have this girl who is flying one of these Aquilimator bombers, so she'll be essential to leading that assault. And we have Nikomer, which has a customized speeder as the scaled down replica of his starship. Now this is really funny because this dude, his starship is just hilarious to look at, so we're gonna keep it. We've got our fleet ready here. Where you place them in this box doesn't matter. The only spot in this box that matters is these little gold ones. What these are is if you put something in there, that will be the only ship that comes in at the start. So what it is the rest of these are reinforcements, so I can bring them in when I want to. So that sort of selects the first ship. So let's get into what everybody's been waiting for. And we're gonna start the assault. Now we're gonna come down here with this guy who will be joining us in the fight, these 2. So let's do this. Oops. Alright. Valgaro space battle imminent. I'm never gonna auto-resolve unless I just try to get by something. So let's do this. So you'll notice right off the bat, that is a Imperial Star Destroyer. I don't know what blinking red is. That's just me. I might be stupid, but I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure it's a good thing though. So right off the bat, we got some reinforcements from the default thing. So the base is down here. I will show you, like, actually, I really should have. Well, I guess we'll have to take the long way. So here's the base. Now we see what's going on here. They've got 2 Imperial Star Destroyers, a Victory Cruiser, Alright, so we'll have another chance to look at that later. But for now, we're going to have to work our way through here, then here, and up here. But for now, we're going to bring our big boy, and we're going to have him work his way down here. Actually, we're going to have him go ahead and take the long way to get here. But we're going to send all of our fighter craft straight through to here. Because I want to call in that big space station ship I was telling you all about. I want to bring that here and start prepping. I'm going to call it the Line Breaker fleet. So let's go ahead and do that. He's going to take the long way and go around the asteroids, because if you fly them through here, their ship will take damage. And there's even a smaller layer. I'll show you by getting down to this. So you see what I mean? In his level of the battlefield, there's a bunch of rocks. And then up there is small enough for most ships to get through, because those asteroids are obstacles, so he's going to take the long way. This, I don't know what this is. I think that's sort of where reinforcements spawn in, but I have no idea. So here we are. We've got our fleet spawning in now. So let's go ahead and bring them down this way. And then we're going to call in this. Hallelujah! Look at that beautiful thing. This is definitely the thing from Battlestar Galactica. At least I hope it's Battlestar Galactica that I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty sure. So we're going to go ahead and call in our heroes, get them ready to do some things. So we're going to bring Miss Bomber over here. You know what? No. Yeah, we're going to bring her over here. And then we're going to bring in our bomber squads. So we have all of our bombers prepped up here and ready to go. So now that our main ship has arrived as well, we're going to bring him down here. We're going to stop you because you need to stop moving. So what this does is we're keeping this here to spawn us fighters to use. We're going to bring our bombers back up here with the rest of them. And we're going to take these. No, come on. We're going to take these. We're going to bring them with the main fleet here, keeping him ready. Now we're going to get us a support ship for us. We're going to bring in this little guy. There he is. Look at this weird ship. What is that? Oh. This is an anti-fighter ship that looks to be coming up here. And he's going to be getting destroyed by everything. Poor guy. Let's go ahead and bring this down here. Get the ships and the fleets ready to go. We're also going to bring in the Tauntaun, which seems to have a really good ship. Not sure how that works, but it does.
At your command.
It's a talking Tauntaun. Alright, so we're going to go. Here's what we're going to do now. We're going to get our manual fighter squadrons ready. Because what we're going to do is we're going to prep that defensive line. We're going to bring the Venator here. Bring in the rest of these little ships. Now we've got a good force built up here, but we're going to bring in the rest of them and be ready. Because I want a huge armada of fighters and bombers to fly around the long side of the map, and they're all going to come here, including these crappy bombers, because even though nobody likes them, I want to... Okay, I'm having issues spawning them. Okay. So there. So we're going to gather our fighters, bombers, from up here. We're going to bring them into the collection of that. And now, we're going to launch the full-scale attack. So get all of our, these guys, separate them, balance them out. Acclimators, we're going to bring them up here, get them with the rest of the army. Now, let's start by setting in all the the fighters. Get this, let's get this fight started, shall we? So, here we go. Break, break, break! So that's going horrible. So we're gonna send in the rest of the fleet now. Move them down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to prep the invasion fleet that I was telling you all about by sending them in here. Now, as long as they're in this asteroid, they shouldn't be spotted. So we're going to send them all down there where they're safe and sound. There we go. So there is our fleet. Our fighters and bombers with their escorts, totally named accordingly. Here's the base spawning more of these. So far we haven't lost too much trouble. Any of those TIE fighters. What is this fat large? That's an escort carrier. That's another good one. So, focus all fire on this base. I want this ship to focus its fire here. And then the rest of you are failing at your jobs. You need to get in there and start taking out these bombers. So, Star Destroyer on Star Destroyer. Alright, here comes the big armada now. We're going to target this guy, because this is Admiral Thrawn. He's sort of a strategic badass. We're going to take him out. So let's get ready to see this. There goes all of our bombers. And he's getting nailed with bars. Oh yeah. Look at that health rate out. So our entire bomber thing has worked. So now, all this red is the place where our reinforcements won't be able to fit, unfortunately. But that's not a problem. We're going to take our ping here, come to the back. We're going to target some of this, because I want my long-range ships, bombers, some more ships. Come on, man. Get in that fight. So, let's focus on shooting that base with these guys. We're gonna send them here. Get those bombers. They're on. Okay, good. So, let's hit them. He's gonna focus his fire on this heavy assault group. We lost a lot of bombers in the middle of that, including right here. While that's both annoying, but we've gotta keep getting in there. So we're gonna send all of these people. Focus all fire on that base. Everybody here is focusing on that base. Oof, things are not looking well right now. There's so many fighters supporting. Alright. We're gonna come back here now. We're gonna get our fighters, send them down that way right away, including those bombers. We've got a few more reinforcements we can call in. This battle's not looking good for me. I may have become underprepared for this particular mission. I don't think I brought enough anti-fighters. So we're gonna destroy this base, and we might have to flee because that Star Destroyer is almost far. Oh, we can't flee until we destroy it. This little booby ship here is keeping us from leaving, and that is not good. So I want all of these to focus their fire on that ship. Did I just... Oh no. This battle is not looking good. This battle is looking horrible. And the Empire's strong. Bombers, glad you're here because you're going to focus fire. We're going to have to try to win this with this base alone. This base might have some good gear on it, but it doesn't look like, I don't think it's going to fit. What are you doing? You're not going up there. Is that a... Yeah, you guys ain't going. Okay, the base has been destroyed. Focus fire on that. You, however, I want you all... Where did that miss? Okay. Well, I want him to focus his fire. All firepower, focus. Same with you. Systems boost. This is making it very bad. Well, luckily my base here seems to be occupying itself. The booby ship seems to no longer be holding me in position, so I think we're gonna leave because that thing has too much firepower already. We have lost this battle, unfortunately. Horrible defeat. Prep for retreat. So, unfortunately, we have been defeated. The Empire is very strong. But we're just a pirate faction, so I should have prepared more. I failed. While this is both sad, we will no longer have control of this. So all of our heroes have died. They're going to regenerate long over time. So I think we're going to go on the defensive for a while. Yeah, that didn't end well. So we're going to get this emergency fleet we had ready, and we're going to send it immediately here so we can have a defense prepped. I should have waited longer, but, you know, what can you do? Good news is, okay, so correcting now. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. Each planet has, wait a minute here. How do I get rid of this? Oh no, that is not our corruption, that's his corruption. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to say this is gonna be the end of this episode with a total failure to capture the center planet. It was my fault. I attacked way too early before I was ready. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it a quits there. Is he bombing my planets now? You jerk. Alright. Goodbye, everyone.